Hey. What is going on, y'all? It's the Side Stuff. We're back for another episode. I'm digging it. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Oh, you got, I didn't even realize you had roses, baby. That's real cute, girl. You had roses. Look at that. That's so pretty. So today we're doing a special episode because it's Valentine's Day. And we want to celebrate that Black love and just talk about a couple of things as regards to love, whether it's one another or yourselves. So we are going to get it kicked off. First of all, I want to ask y'all this question, and we were talking a little bit about it before we went on live. But I want to ask, what is like your favorite Valentine's Day movie? Like, I'm seeing them on Hulu, I'm seeing them on Netflix, they popping up. I just want to know, like, what is, if y'all can think of a Valentine's Day movie or a love story, rather, that comes to mind. What would that be?
I'm trying to think, because, okay, so my favorite movies are when they don't get together then.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. So,
I love to see, like, people like, you know what? This ain't working out. I'm out. I love, like, those are my favorite movies.
Okay, so Henry doesn't have one. Look how Wendy looking at you.
It's a thing I do, because I'll be watching the movie, I'll be like, break up.
How you be coaching relationships and you want folk to break the hell up? I'm confused.
The movies be getting on my nerves because I'm like, most of the scenarios they have are so ridiculous. Like, why would you put up with this? You don't have to.
Some of the, that's what I was saying. So I'm going to tell you guys one of mine. And it's not, we celebrating Black love, but these ain't, the only Black person in this movie was Dave Chappelle. So You've Got Mail is my favorite, one of my favorite, like, love stories. It was really, really cute. It was, it wasn't typical getting to, like, we knew they were gonna get together, but it wasn't typical. You know what I'm saying? At the time, that's when the internet just started, Girl, I saw that dial up, I like to die. That's, oh God. Remember when you had to get the extra line in the house just so you could have the dial up?
Oh,
and then let somebody pick up the phone in another room and then knock you out the internet. I thought about all of that. They brought all that back to me, Lord God. But it was a really, really cute story. I love Tom Hanks, as I was telling you guys before. But then when I go back to look at our Black movies and our Black love stories that's on the screen, I be like, as a whole grown person in real life, I can't get behind half of them. actually the majority of them, I'd be like, so who thought that this? But here's the thing: some of the situations are like real life. This is how we move. Somebody wrote it because somebody actually did it in real life. I'm just keeping it real. So I mean,
that's my thing though. Like, because I think in real life, like, you know, I coach relationships. Yes, I do. But at the same time, I'm such a realist that I'm like, why are we doing this?
Well, I mean, and it's okay to say why we do. Being in the coaching industry, I get that. And watching some of the movies, I'd be like, so you with them? Why? I get it.
Right.
Because let me tell you one that came up and everybody was like, they were trash. Both of them were trash. Real talk. Love Jones. I'm sorry. If that wasn't trash, I don't know what was. I said, did we really do this in our 20s? Were we was trash like this?
I mean, let me just tell you, I think being in your 20s is about just being trash anyway. Like, I really do believe that you in your 20s is when you are supposed to be a trash human. Like, get it out your system. But I think the problem that I have is that we romanticize some of these fictional situations and we try to apply them to real life. And I'm like, it don't work like that for real. Like, it's entertainment. And so, like, you know, whatever. But, like, I hate it when people are like, I want to love, like, such and such in this movie. I'm like, y'all, somebody wrote that.
Not only did they write that this is the road that you want to travel to get to where they got to.
Is this what we're doing today?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just call me a little... I don't know what you can call me, but
I love hater.
I'm looking at the movies. I'm like, you know, I'm stuck on Hallmark movies all the time.
Yeah.
And
did you turn your nose up at Hallmark?
I can't do it. I can't. Because it's all the same plot.
I got the app to show me when a new movie gonna drop, so I can go and be like, they ain't do this for this. This not a real situation. I do it. I just watch it so I can say stuff like that.
Okay, my pick. The white movie is Something Gotta Give. I love Diane Keaton. Jack Nicholson is funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that was.
A black movie is The Photograph. If that wasn't one of the most romantic movies that I know for a black film.
Yeah, Heather. Here come Heather.
Go ahead, Heather.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go on, Heather.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. That was that look, not the hell no look. Okay, got you. We here.
Y'all know it take me forever.
Yeah. It was cool. I liked the story. It wasn't no drama. It wasn't no real drama.
Right.
It was a lot of uncertainty there, which a lot of us are uncertain when you go into relationships or new situations or whatever that situation looks like. But it wasn't no drama and no mess.
It wasn't no drama. It really wasn't. It was just, I can see it really actually happening, you know, in the real world. That's why I say it's romantic.
Then it was two black people. I mean, people,
not racially ambiguous.
Not racially ambiguous, but two chocolate folk on the screen. Okay. In a loving.
What about Slim and
girl? Oh hell no, nope. Let's not do that. Let me tell y'all something.
You mean Queen and Slim?
Yeah, that one.
Basically the black Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, I mean that was a love story, right?
First of all, let me go here, and nothing against the girl because she does good work. Otherwise, I hated that movie. That movie was the worst. How the hell did you hate this man? Y'all went on the first date and then he taking you home. You shoot the police officer. All of a sudden you done fell in love with this nigga. How does this work? Houseway. How?
People have done worse.
The plot didn't make sense to me. It didn't go together. It did not. No. I couldn't get behind it. And I hated it. I really hated it. And she literally at the very beginning of the movie straight up was the most disrespect. I was like, girl, really? You this disrespectful? Like,
and wasn't she like a lawyer or something?
She was an attorney. I didn't get that at all. None of that made sense to me. That ain't no realistic situation. On no first day, first of all, on the first damn day, am I an attorney? I'm meeting you. And I'm gonna get in my car and leave, and you gonna get in your car and leave, but we're gonna part ways. That's how that goes. Because first of all, this is at the time, what was it, 18, 19, when that movie come out?
2019.
Around that time.
Don't nobody come pick me up at my house for no first date. That ain't how we do it. I seen the Craigslist killer. I know how this story ends. I'm getting in my car and going on to the house. Okay. Now, that right there was off within itself. You're not. Can I pick you? No, you can't. No, absolutely not. I have to protect my peace at the end of the day. Then I got to be worried about all night whether or not, you gonna kill me or something. No, anybody got time for that. No.
Ain't nobody got time for that
at all.
Ain't nobody got time.
And then how did the movie end? They both got shot and died.
I knew that was gonna happen. I was like,
it's like the War of the Roses.
Now that was funny. That movie cracked me up. That woman was like, I built this house. I actually made this house what it was. You ain't getting this house. He was like, well, you ain't getting this house either.
They fought to the end, baby. That was mad.
And you thought they was gonna die together holding hands. She's like, get off me.
She said, I hate you. Every time I see you, I just want
to same energy. That's what she said.
Basically. Hey, Chris.
Every time I want to see you, I just want to smash your face in. Do it.
Listen. I mean, I was feeling it. So yeah. Now the Queen of Slam, I couldn't get behind her at all. At all, period. I could not. But yeah, I think that's it on the move. Any favorite songs? I know we were jamming to some songs before.
Yeah, well, Luther's always appropriate. Definitely anything. Pretty much all the 80s R&B jams are always highly appropriate.
Let me tell you who does it for me. That doggone Jeffrey Osborne. Let me tell you something. Can we woo woo woo? I'm just saying. Hey, that is I'm telling you.
You should be mine.
Yes.
I think with me, anything by Boys to Men that is slow. I make love to you on bended knees. They got this song on one of their albums called Loving You. Oh, I love that song. Anything slow by Boys to Men,
my favorite Boys to Men song is a sad song, so I wouldn't go there. But the one that comes to mind,
One Sweet Day.
No. Girl in a Life magazine is.
Oh, sad. I love that song.
It's a sad song though.
I know, because my favorite song is I'm doing just fine.
Right, that's my good too.
Hold on. When I met my boyfriend,
I'm like, that's not my song. I think I'm a cynic though. Like, I think I'm a cynic. Okay, so here's I am.
But hold on. Person of Loneliness is good too.
Yeah.
Because it's on the same album. But when that album came out, I had just broke up with my boyfriend, and you best to believe that was the song. I would take a shower singing that song. I would put my clothes on singing that song while I was crying.
While we're talking about breakup songs, there was a song on the Brothers soundtrack. I don't know if y'all remember that movie. It was with Shamar Moore and Morris Chestnut. All the black chocolate. All the black men that was in Hollywood at the time was in that movie. But it was this song called "Fuck This Shit, I'm Through." I don't think yes!
Look it up. Wait a minute. Baby! Look, I'm over here. Let me look this up.
I think that may not be what the name of it is, but if you type it in, it's gonna tell you who it is or who sung it. Baby, that song right there.
I'm gonna tell you my funny breakup song is "I Hate You So Much" by Khalees.
Because after she brought, and then after that, she brought all the boys to the yard with her milkshake. Oh.
But you can just feel her pain though. Okay, B. Simone. She had did a video before, I think this is like when she was like YouTube or Instagram, and she had posted this video on Instagram, and she was like, how you just one day you single, everything is good, your hair growing and everything, you eating all good, vegan, losing weight and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, oh fuck boy comes and mess your
mind.
She was like, leave me alone.
Right.
She's like, if you ain't gonna do right, if you ain't gonna be right,
tell me ahead of time. Just don't let me know you about to F up my life so I can go on and exit stage left. That's all I need.
She said,
don't tell me ahead of time.
I was doing just fine. She said, me and Jesus was best friends. I was good with the Lord until you came,
The Lord was my shepherd. I shouldn't have been wanting for you. How about that? Okay. So, did you find the song?
I'm trying to find it now. It was called what?
Hold on. It's on the Brothers soundtrack. If you look up the Brothers soundtrack, I can't even think of what the name of the group is that sings it. Hold on.
I got the Brothers.
Yeah, we deep diving, but why we talking about?
I'm through. It's called I'm through. Ooh.
It's called I'm Through.
Hold on. Maybe not. Hold on.
Cassie Bunner.
I think so. We know him. He from here. Yeah, this it.
Okay.
Y'all hear this? Okay. We don't own the rights to this, by the way.
We don't own the rights.
You see, I cut it.
We don't. Did you say stroking?
That's not a love song. That's not a love
stroking.
It don't make love music. Now y'all know anything that Brian McKnight puts out, I love it.
Okay. Brian McKnight.
Okay, turn the music off. Because we don't want to get muted.
Huh?
We don't want to get
muted. We trying to get muted.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Okay,
at any rate, that's the name of it. It's called I'm Through by Cassie Bunner. Cassie, I think, is from this area. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen him perform here before. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's from Memphis. But yes, he made it all the way to a soundtrack. And yeah, the name of it is called I'm Through. And that was my jam when it came out.
But Heather B, I'm gonna call you Heather B, girl. She had mentioned Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite Brian McKnight song is Let Me Love You.
Mm-hmm.
Let me love you. Da, 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 da. Yes. Mm-hmm. In that background. Yes.
He said, maybe the sky is blue, maybe Tiger might lose. Maybe don't cry. I was like, okay. Maybe Tiger might lose.
So my favorite Brian McKnight song is There Will Never Be a Day That You Ever Hear Me Say That I Want and Need to Be Without You. Yes, that's my jump.
And he had another one on his first album.
Huh?
He had another song on his first album called You. And I always said that song right there was gonna be my wedding song.
Okay.
Have you heard the song You?
I probably have.
No, especially early Brian McKnight. I had all the albums.
It just sounds so good.
My favorite Brian McKnight song is the Untitled one, On the Floor. So anyway.
Okay.
Get down on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
But
he didn't do it justice. Never felt this way. Thank you, Chris. Yes, that's my joint.
Yep.
No, Alicia didn't. But she played the hell out of them keys though on that song. I tell you that. I just don't need her to. I just need her to play the piano.
You do a good job playing that piano, baby.
She does a wonderful
piano so well.
One of my favorite Alicia Keys songs is Butterflies, because it was on the what that sound that movie, the Drumline soundtrack, when they was at the party and it was they was stepping.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I like I just don't want her to. I just don't, because when she sing, especially when she sing live, I just be like, girl, find your key.
Like you said, she do well playing the piano.
I said, just play piano, babe. That's all you can do. Just let me do
that.
That's all I need you to do.
Yeah. Now I think my other favorite artist is Gerald Levert.
Oh yes.
So
that was my mama boyfriend.
As I always tell people, that's my.
How many times?
How many times? So.
How many?
My mama, baby. Let me tell you something. My mama was so crushed when Gerald died. It was almost as bad as when Luther died. Let me tell y'all something. When Luther Vandross died, my mama, my grandmama, and my daddy called me. I was on the road going to Jackson. I can't remember what for. I'm in the car. I get phone call after phone call after phone. Hey, bro, you know Luther died. I heard it on the radio, bro. I did. Thank you for calling me. My grandmama called. Luther gone. Okay, girl. All right, Luther.
Baby.
He gone. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Trying to find that song that I like.
But my mama was crushed by Gerald, and I love Gerald. Gerald had some game, baby. Let me tell you something.
Hold on. When he was with Keith Sweat and Johnny Gill.
Oh, yeah. My body all over your body, baby. Your body all over. Hey, that was my joint.
I love it. I loved them together.
Oh yeah, that was cool. And then taking them trying to do what they did, but oh well.
Nope. it ain't the same. It don't come from the same place. That's my whole thing. Like they are all good singers in their own right. People like them. People adore them. But it didn't come from the same place as being, was it LSG?
LSG,
baby. Johnny Gill can first of all take your song from you. Gerald Levert could take your song from you.
Okay.
Keith Sweat was just there.
Keith Sweat is Keith Sweat.
He's just there.
He has the whiny voice.
I can't do the whining. But and that's the thing. We was like, man, that's Keith Sweat. We was crazy about Keith Sweat. That nigga can't sing in real life. But it's not Keith Sweat.
I do like Twisted. I do like Twisted. You know my love.
Yeah, me Twisted, baby.
Ain't nobody sing as nasally as Keith Sweat and make it sound like it's an actual hit. So let me just say,
I was like, I better stop his nose. Oh my God.
I think my favorite Johnny Gill song is from the Boomerang soundtrack. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I come.
Here I come. Here I come.
That was a giant, but let me tell you something. Don't not be put on that red dress.
I
forgot. The best song ever is none of them. It's with
it's Ladder South.
Very White.
Go from
Edingbourgh.
Secret Garden.
Secret Garden. The original Secret Garden.
The original, not the one with the dude that sound like he smoked Newports and Cisco doing the multiple spins.
Not them. Not them. Because I don't know. They sound like they at
No, I'm telling you, they redid it. They redid the Secret Garden.
Yeah, I got a problem with that because they sound like Amateur Night at their
It was awful.
I need your original.
Girl, no. Don't tell me that.
I was okay with Sean. I was okay with the first half of the song. The second half of the song, Cisco doing all these spins and stuff like this is not the song.
What is you doing, baby? What is happening?
And then the other boy he sounded like he smoked a pack of Mild barrels a day. Like what?
Okay. I don't want. I see y'all.
No. Nobody is like James Ingram.
Can't nobody do my James. Don't be doing him like that.
Okay, no. James Ingram, Barry White, Edingbourgh, and it was somebody else. Who was the other one?
Hold on. Google is our friend.
Right.
James Ingram, Edingbourgh, Barry White,
because it was the.
I don't know why I'm forgetting the fourth person.
Me too.
Hold on, y'all.
I'll be sure.
Okay.
I'll be sure.
Okay.
It just came to me. Another bull in my head.
He sings through his nose because he be I'll allow you to get on your own, girl. You sing it
You
through
know,
your
all I
nose,
want
dude.
to be sure to do was just get a little wax strip. Just go right there.
Mine is just
Like
real
what's
quick.
that basketball player from LA Lakers? I want to do that to him too.
yeah, I do. Too.
Just do that right there.
Davis, yeah, baby. Woo, take it out.
That's all I'm asking.
That's it. Okay.
All off topic. Okay.
We are. So Black love. That's where we are today. We're gonna talk about the love of Black people. We got some famous folk that I'm feeling they love. I don't know if did you say we called Chris? No, we not. We can't get no righter.
We just honest. That's all.
So we're talking about Black love today. And we got some couples that I dig. I love their love. Their love does it for me, and I salute them and I champion them and I clap them up. Because
I want to add in our disclaimer because we don't all agree on all of the couples.
We know because Heather dropped the bomb on us before we got started, and I was like, for real?
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that.
We not,
but
I'm just saying. All right, so here we go.
Y'all know I just be looking sideways. Here go my first whatever.
Who
Are
is
you
it?
saying whatever? I like
whatever.
Captain Remy. Listen, hold on, time out. Okay.
Okay, I don't know them.
Captain Remy were together before she went to jail. He held everything down for her while she was gone, took care of the kids. She had a child. She had a child, and he had a child. He made sure they were straight while she was gone. Waited on little mama. Came back she got out. Came back into the fold. He's been making sure Remy don't go off the deep end. He actually is the what am I trying to say? He calms her down because I done seen in some situations where Remy could have knocked the hell out of. It's non-vanilla sex. Okay.
Vanilla is first of all. Well, okay.
I mean, you can give your expertise opinion.
No, we got to focus. We have focus.
We do have to focus. So, I dug Remy and Pap, and I love them. They just had a baby. She's adorable. She's 2. I think getting ready to turn 2. But I loved it. I saw her struggling on Love and Hip Hop. The struggle that she had to have her baby. She finally had her baby. They were trying to work on having another kid. I think her thing was, get into the career and stuff. But I love them together. I'm sorry, I just love their love. Really, really excited for them. I'm glad that she got out. He's keeping on the straight and narrow. It's all good. I love him. I'm sorry, it's just me.
Now, why did she go to jail?
She went to jail for assault.
I went to jail for pepper.
She went to jail for assault. I cannot remember the exact situation, but whatever happened, she got. They took her to jail. She had to spend so many years. She was in there for like damn near 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, but he waited. He waited on her. He did his thing. Made sure he was daddy. Made sure he was doing his writing for the other rappers and whatnot. And he kept it pushing and kept the house intact until she got home. So I love them.
Okay.
All right.
We'll go on.
Yeah, see, I don't like that, Helga. Keep going.
I'm trying to keep my comments to myself, so I'm gonna go on to the next slide.
Go to the next slide, girl.
Yeah.
Corey Hardrick and Tia Marihardre. I like them. Tia was always doing stuff. She and her sister were marketed as a package deal. Sister. Movies that they did, 9 times out of 10, they did it together. I think they first did their first separate thing because even they were doing Disney movies together. And I was like, oh God. So, but they always kind of were, Hollywood's top, whatever. Corey was always,
They were the wholesome twins.
The wholesome twins.
Mm-hmm.
They first separated with when Tia went to go do the game. Tamara did, I don't know if she did anything after that. but they kind of parted ways. I'm just put it that way. Corey has acted in a ton of things, a ton of TV shows. He's been in a ton of movies, but he's always like a supporting character. He hasn't really had a lead role in anything. So it always kind of seemed like he played the back seat to Tia or what have you. But they've been together for quite some time. Even when he ain't had no car, they talked about that. She was like, I picked this man. He was at the bus stop. We was on the movie set together. We was in the same movie. He at the bus stop. I'm in the car. I'm like, man, if you don't get in this car, that sort of thing. But I do love them together. She loves her husband. He loves her. I mean, they got 2 beautiful kids. I love them. So moving right along. Okay. See, the side eye that you giving me. What's wrong, y'all?
Say nothing.
It's the side eye for me.
I didn't say anything. I'm letting y'all talk.
I love that love too. I'm with you.
I love that love. I just do. Okay, keep going.
Man.
That's fine. Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert.
I don't know about
what you finna say?
You know what? Nope. Keep talking. Hold on.
I don't know about this one.
There we go. Go ahead.
What you know about Tiana and Iman?
I just don't care for them as people.
Me too. That's why I feel
that's fine. Okay.
I just don't care for them as people. Let me also say I have a problem with somebody flaunting the fact that they have snapback after 2 or 3 days when everybody else don't have access to, nutritionists and personal trainers and things like that to help them with that. I don't like when people use that as a way to separate themselves and their spouse or significant others from other people who just want to have some children and don't necessarily have that. It'd be an issue. I kind of just get tired of hearing about it. So for me, it's more so, look at us and look at y'all. But y'all can have them. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this camera.
Okay, that's fine. I get that. I understand. Hey, Andrea, we're talking about Black love. Let me tell you why I do like them together. You probably don't like them separately, and that's fine. And Tiana has always been extra. I don't know if y'all remember Super Sweet 16.
I saw that.
She was on there. I thought she was gonna be picked up at that point in time because she raps and she sings. And I really like her as an artist. I love her body. She got access to folk I ain't got access to, But I love her. And she's very young, but so is Iman. They're a young couple, but I love how they go hard for each other. And I love how they support one another in their endeavors. He decided for 1 minute he was finna rap. She directed his video. I just love that. You know what I'm saying? She's also extremely supportive of other female artists. Funny thing, Monica did a video. I was watching I'm not going to mention the show, but I was watching one of the reality shows that Monica is on because we ain't talking about them folk today. And she was the director of one of Monica's videos. And for somebody this young and influential to come back to somebody like Monica, who, been in the game for a long time and say, girl, let me direct your video. I love the support that she gives to other female artists. So y'all may not like them individually, and that's fine. But I love them together as a couple because they love each other and they hold each other down. Yeah, the snapback, I didn't know she had a snapback comment. I follow them, but I don't follow them like that. All right, next slide. Sterling K. Brown and Ryan Michelle Babb.
I'm okay with them. I love them.
Both actors in the game doing their thing. I had no clue that was her. When I looked, I said, hold on. I had to keep Googling. I was like, wait a minute. No, that's them. They've been together. They've been struggling artists in the game together, and I love it. If you guys don't know who they are, Sterling K. Brown is my favorite Pearson of This Is Us. He is my favorite. He also was in Black Panther. He's also played in a number of other movies. I thought about this after the fact. Chadwick Boseman passed, and he did 2 movies with Chadwick Boseman. It wasn't just Black Panther. He did Thurgood Marshall movie with Chadwick Boseman as well. Did a phenomenal job. Everything this man is in, even when he was on Insecure, I felt it. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan is no less of an actress. She is phenomenal. If y'all have ever seen the BET versions of the First Wives Club, she's amazing in that. She's also have a guest role on All Rise, which is also amazing actress. I simply love her. So I love them two together. They so cute. I love them. They got a baby, I think. I love them.
Let me say why I really like them. I like the level of confidence they have within themselves individually. So when they come across as a couple, you can tell that they are wholly and completely two individuals that came together as a unit. Yeah. And for me, I like to see a good balance. Like when I look at couples and everything, I don't want to see one that has to keep the other one together, hold them together and all that kind of stuff. I like to see two people who are whole, complete, folks that really, they want to better themselves, but in the meantime, they're bettering each other. Right. What I liked about Ryan, she was on one of those, what they used to call it was on what you call it, girlfriends check-in, when the pandemic first started.
Oh yeah.
We're talking. So she was actually talking. She was on with 3 other ladies, and one of the other ladies was his wife on This Is
Beth.
Yeah. I love her.
What I love about her is that she like, this is my husband and everything, but she was like, your work husband, honey, listen. So they had a whole conversation with him in the background talking about him. And like they were lighting him up. And he was just like, really, I'm here. And they were like, no, we're still talking about you. Hold on. And so the fact that
go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the fact that she has that type of confidence. Like I don't like to see it when people are like super jealous all the time. They feel like their spouse can't be friends with folks, and this is work, whatever. Yeah. But you can tell she like, girl, please come get your work husband because guess what he did today. And I think when you're like that it makes it so much easier to work with in the relationship. Andrea says she wants to join today.
I don't care.
Well, okay. The link should be in the comments on the
scroll up.
YouTube. Yes, scroll back up to the YouTube page and click on the comment.
So I was saying that even though these are fictional characters, Beth and Randall, I love their love story too.
I love their relationship as well.
Because they make it known. I got your back, you got my back.
Yeah. But I'm gonna hold you accountable when you act up too.
She showed up.
I don't watch the show like I've never watched it every week. I've never watched it, whatever like that. But every time I see it, I seem to always watch it when it's their scene. And and I know it's written like that, but you can tell that they had a lot of input in how this couple should be. How Black couples should. They
have some Black writers on the show too.
Yeah, like you can tell that it's reflective of that. But what I like about them is that they hold each other accountable. It's not he had a bad day today. It's like, nah, bro, what's going on with you? You need to go get somebody to help you with that. And I think that needs to be shown more so than the, other types of relationships.
Instead of pacifying the partner. Yeah. I just love them. I just love them. I said that's my idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got your back. You got my back.
Yep. All right. Next slide.
Hold on for a minute. Well, let me go and get this slide for you. Okay.
Denzel and Paula Washington. Let me tell you something about this brother. This man is everybody says he is the sweetest man ever. When they work with him, they have nothing but glowing reviews. But they said when they say cut, this man go to his trailer. He don't want to be bothered. My office hours are from the hours of 9 to 5. He don't get caught up. You know how the folk get caught up on the with going out with the cast members and all that. He had a very strict rule about that because he said, I know one thing. I have to go home to my wife. So to keep me from doing whatever, I'm gonna be right over here in my trailer. And we gonna keep this strictly professional. And I love them together. I
love it together too. And I love the fact that, you would think that, because he's a star, he would pick somebody that's light skinned or something like that. But she's not. She's a beautiful black woman. And I love it. Love it.
I just love the two of them together so much.
And they've been together for almost what, like 40 years?
They've been together for a minute. Yeah. But let me tell you another thing about them that I like. And like I said, she was with him when he had them caps on his teeth, and when he was still building his career and everything. But you can always tell what type of relationship people have. Andrea, check your messenger. You can tell what kind of relationship people have by the way their children speak about them. Yeah. And one thing I noticed is that and he says it all the time that, I'm the star, but if it wasn't for her, supporting me, I wouldn't be where I am. But when everybody was interviewing John David, and when whatever movie that was, he was promoting at the time.
Black Klansman.
Yeah, Black Klansman. And they kept talking about your dad did this, and he corrected them like, wait a minute, my mother was the reason why, I was able to do these things as well. Like what we're not going to do is just diminish the fact that, Pauletta wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. So when you get to that point that, your kids will treat the other parent the way that they see you treating that parent, especially when you have the same sex parent and you have an opposite sex parent. If you see your dad dogging out your mom, you're going to eventually dog out your mom too, women. But you can tell that whatever they're doing, in public is also what they do in private because of the way that the son speaks about her.
Yeah.
Right. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Heather.
Yes.
But that is Pauletta. Yeah.
I love her.
Girl.
I love her. And let me say this, Pauletta.
Love it. I said he got them together. He was like, no. We're gonna talk about my mama too.
Right. That's what we're gonna do. And let me tell y'all this. Miss Pauletta was if y'all saw She's Gotta Have It season 2, she was the landlord and She's Gotta Have It on season 2. A lot of people didn't catch that. I was like, girl, Miss Pauletta, you better do your thing. She was her landlord in season 2. So y'all check that out. Ain't no telling, Miss Pauletta might be coming out with them acting chops. She did a good job. So I dug it.
It's very wonderful.
Yes. All right, next slide.
Okay, we have next slide, and then we're gonna have our visitor come in with us.
She here. Girl, is you hooking? What is you doing?
She doing everything. we don't ask questions anymore.
Okay. Welcome to our podcast, The Size Up, guys. We got Andrea joining us. Yes. So my next couple is Morris Chestnut and Pam Bice. Now, Morris is not really out in the pub, like he take his wife everywhere with him, like you got premieres and whatnot. But they ain't been in no scandal, not that I know of. And about the way,
I've never heard of her. Like I don't.
But if you Google them, she on his arm at every premiere. Look,
and that's for almost 20 years.
Yeah, 20, 21, 2, something like that years.
Wow.
He puts her up on a pedestal just like Denzel puts his wife on a pedestal. She made sure the kids were taken care of while he was getting his career off the ground. When he was Ricky and Boys in the Hood, she was holding the household down. And that is his son, by the way. Y'all saw that picture of that fine chocolate young man? That is actually his son.
That is ridiculous because someone showed me that picture of him and I thought that was somebody playing with a filter.
Go Google more.
Is it their son together?
That's their son together. They've been together the whole time. So that's their son together.
He is that child is
son and a daughter
all over again.
Huh?
I said he's Morris Chestnut all over again.
I ain't even playing. That little boy fine.
Okay, I'm about to Google him.
I ain't even playing. That little boy, I think his name is Grant. He is gorgeous.
Yeah. But I think. Look, while y'all Googling that, one of the things I like to see also is that people always think that you have to, in order for you to prove somebody.
He's a baby. Look at him. He's so cute.
That's what I said. You look just like your daddy, baby.
Look at them pretty teeth. That's a pretty teeth.
Just listen.
Oh my goodness.
I can't look at folks' children like they grown.
Me either. That's why I say, "Oh, look at the baby."
Well, you so handsome like your father.
So handsome.
Look at the baby.
Just
She's
handsome.
She kind of has a Vivica Fox look to her. Like
She does. She's really
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
pre-surgery.
And again, these are people
pre-surgery
from the beginning. You haven't heard of them. They don't want to be seen in public. They want to live a private life. They don't need anybody to, like they have security within their relationship that they don't have to necessarily be seen in order to be acknowledged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's enough that their spouse is with them in those private times. And for me, I like those types of couples that you don't feel like they're trying to prove to everybody that they together. Like, why does it matter what anybody thinks anyway?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they can have their relationship and they have it their own way, the way they want it, without feeling the pressure of, we gotta be seen.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
So I love them together. He's always appealed his wife and always been very, I have a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. I love that.
And he loved that lady.
They're super cute.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Super cute. Happy Valentine's Day, Morris and Pam.
Right.
Happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Happy Valentine's Day. How was Mardi Gras going down there for you, by the way?
Well, I mean, we're not doing a whole lot, but that's fine. So for me, and this is a whole other, show on the pandemic and stuff like that. It's nice having to wait. I think pandemic and things that are going on now are teaching patience, and like, it's okay. It's 1 year.
Yeah.
Average lifespan is 80 years.
Yeah.
It's that time.
Can't have Mardi Gras for 1 year of your life. Cool.
You good.
That's all good. It's all good. But yes, ma'am, it's good. I'm sitting outside, so it's good. Thank y'all for having me on.
It's nice. We just going through Black Love. We talked about just to recap real quick. We first talked about favorite movies, like romantic movies, which we all discovered that I really don't like romantic movies.
Really?
I told him I like it
on for almost 45 minutes before I saw it. I was like, dang, I'm just not seeing this.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like romantic movies. But
okay.
And then we talked about
what was your favorite though? Do you have one?
I don't think the movies that I like, I don't think they can be categorized as like romantic.
Okay.
Like, I like to see people like going their own separate ways when they come to a new. And I think it's not necessarily that they break up, but I hate it when you see movies and it's just a lot of foolishness. And then we're like, we still gonna perpetuate this though. Like, you see how they act and you just be like, well, I just saw my ways and I think we still should be together, even though you got all this drama and it don't have anything to do with me.
Did y'all talk about Malcolm and Marie in regards to that?
We did not
yet.
Huh? What you say?
Am I jumping? I'll let me stand down.
No, well, I haven't seen it yet. They know me. It's probably gonna take me another 3 months.
It take Heather about 2-3 months before she see. Everybody else been and talked about it. We be off the subject,
and then I come up with
no. Heather's always on top of stuff.
Not when it come to watching stuff.
Oh, okay.
We done tried it. We might not watch Malcolm and Marie till next year, and we okay.
It might be 2024 by the time I roll around to it.
It'll still be relevant. We'll talk about it in 2024.
All right, next one.
Okay, so what's your favorite song since we got you on? What's your favorite romantic song?
My favorite romantic song?
Yeah.
It's probably one that has been just going through my spirit for the past few weeks by PJ Morton. Oh gosh, I'm gonna find it.
Is it First Begin?
Say that again.
Is it First Begin?
Yes.
The one that he wrote for his wife.
How did you know what I was
I
thinking?
listen to PJ Morton every day.
Girl, that's exactly the one that I was. Yeah.
Is that the one that he sang to her? Like they had like a
He did the piano album live. Yeah. And she was crying, and I was crying right now with her.
Hey, he said we have been through it, honey. This last year was something.
Yeah, but there's one that they have, the one that he has with JoJo. That's not actually a romantic song.
It's not, but I love
listen to the words. That's like, look, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this.
We're gonna do it. Yeah.
Right. Oh wait, you got a Yo Jackson State today too.
Yeah. Y'all.
I thought George said Memphis for some reason.
But that's probably, of course, I have like others. Like I have realized, like if you ask me just off the cuff, I'm like Heather. I'm not a romantic. I don't believe in fairy tales. Especially at this point in my life, I'm 48. I believe that love is purposeful. Like the butterflies go away. You know what I mean? So I'm like, romance kind of thing. I don't know if that's really my thing, but but I still love music and stuff like that. So for sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Oh, I guess that's my cue. Hold on.
Next slide. Samuel and LaTanya Richardson Jackson. Let me tell you something about Sam was on drugs, baby.
Wow.
LaTanya got that man some help.
Wow, I didn't know.
They've been together for I want to say he went to Morehouse.
He did.
And she went to not Clark, but Spelman, if I'm not mistaken. I could be very, very wrong.
Let me Google it.
Google that, please. They've been together for like ever.
Yeah, they've been together for a long time. This relationship will get you cussed out. Like, what? Y'all been talking for a little bit too long, boo. Like, what you doing? Speak and move on.
That's how they go.
We can move on. We can move on.
He's serious about that man, and that man is serious about her. He is not playing the game. Their proposal story is hilarious.
Girl, you be knowing so much stuff. I'm like,
because I read a lot. I be trying to find out. But she said the way he asked her was, he said, I don't even remember that. And she was like, you don't remember when you proposed to me? He was like, oh, I'm in trouble now.
Was it on Black Love or something?
It wasn't. They were being interviewed for something. I can't remember what it was. And they were interviewing them together. She talked about how they've been on movie sets together. And because he was the star of the movie, he had the bigger trailer. And she had a little small trailer on down. She said, I went to go to my husband's trailer, child. I wasn't finna have me back in the...
So what you're not gonna do is put me in this when he over there.
When I'm the star's wife, I'm finna go right on over here to his trailer. Y'all should just had us together, okay? You should just got us a double wide. And been through with that. But I love the support that they have had for each other over the years. She's one of those ones. She's been a working actress because she's been in a ton of stuff, just like he has. But she's also held it down and took care of their daughter. I think they have a daughter.
Yeah, they have a daughter.
And
she did attend Spelman and while he was attending Morehouse.
Yeah,
I wonder, does she crack up every time he said motherfucker?
No,
I would be, baby.
I saw a interview with the two of them, and she is so over it. So.
Maybe that's not on the plane to decide that word for him. I'm not even playing.
She probably like this every time. Like,
I just wish.
I crack up.
So, funny thing, has everybody seen Deep Blue Sea? And I mean everybody is together.
I haven't seen that. No, I haven't even heard of that. I don't think.
I have LL Cool J.
So with LL Cool J,
Heather, what does that look on your face, Heather?
I'm like,
heard of it.
It's okay. So So first of all, that solidified the Negro versus the black person in the movie, because y'all know, remember, it was always a thing, the black person always dies and they die first. So typically in movies, Samuel L. Jackson is the Negro in the movie, and you know, whoever else the black person in the movie is the black person in the movie. So I just knew they was gonna get LL. I said, my baby finna die, he gonna die, oh God, the shark's gonna get him. Girl, Samuel L. gave this speech, and that shark came out of nowhere and gobbled him up. I said, wait a minute!
And also, it was like in the middle of the movie. Like that's when the first shark. That's when the really first shark killing started.
I wasn't ready.
One. Yeah,
he was giving it. We are not going to panic. We are not. He going off on these white folks because they over here. Oh my God, the shark! Y'all gonna calm down. You know, he giving one of them speeches, you know. And as soon as he told them folk what they was gonna do, he in the middle of his speech, that shark jumped up and gobbled that man up. I said, oh Lord. Samuel like the Negro no more in the movies. He could go.
But on Jurassic Park, he got ate up by the dinosaurs.
Yeah, he did get ate up by get ate up by the dinosaur. Child, listen, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. So they have a commercial out right now of video games, and he's doing the same little speech.
Okay, that's what the commercial is about.
Yes, and then and that shark got up and gobbled him up. I said, Lord God, they ain't do that.
Not again.
Came in the video game too.
Not again. I'm gonna look at the commercial. Like, not again.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, next slide.
All right, here. Hold on. Where's my mouse? Okay.
I don't know.
Woo. All right.
This is my first love right here.
She's so pretty. She's so cute.
She's gorgeous. They've been together for quite some time too. Somebody had to tell me he was married because I didn't know he was.
This is my first love. I love Lorenz Tate when he was on the boys' video Happy. That's how long it has been since me and Lorenz been doing our thing.
But I did a little background, and they've been together for quite some time. I like when we don't know. When I don't have no clue you've been married and you ain't been out here dipping it and doing it, I ain't heard no crazy stuff about you. I feel like your life is intact at the house. That's how I feel. Much like Morris.
Yeah, a lot of them are private people. You can tell they ain't got nothing to prove. They ain't got nothing to talk about. You know, when work is over, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah. And I think that's what I can really respect about a lot of them, especially when they have spouses that are not necessarily in the industry or not as prominent in the industry as they are, that you don't hear a lot about them. Right. And I like that. Yeah, I really do. I can appreciate that, you know, being able to separate work from private life. And, you know, and everybody nowadays want to put everything, you know, in everybody's face, you know, like who we are and all this type of stuff. But really, you know, like when you're in real relationships, a lot of times you don't want to focus on your business. So you're not going to share too much.
He makes a good villain.
So I think I know the answer to this, but Heather, I know you're married. Faith, are you married? Like anybody have a partner? Anybody have a partner?
I don't have.
Would you do a joint Facebook account?
No.
My late husband wanted to do a joint Facebook account. I told him no.
For what?
Why?
Facebook is free.
99.
Okay. She said free 99. Yeah. Like, because I mean, we always
get charged for it.
Who do, you know, joint accounts so they can check in on the, you know, DMs and stuff. So like if somebody's DMing Heather, like her husband always knows about it, but to like I couldn't do that.
I think that's a trust issue.
That is a trust
issue. And I think that's a totally, like, we really should do a show about this later. But that's a trust issue for me. Like, I never recommend, even like couples and stuff, they be like, you know, give each other the lock code. I'm like, for what? You got your own private spaces. Like, that's just like you coming in the bathroom on me all the time. Like, why? You know, and I think that if trust is your issue, having, joint accounts, like joint social media accounts, and having every single lock code to everything and having all that stuff is not going to affect it positively. Like you can have all this stuff and people still have burner phones, people still have accounts, people still do what they want to do. So what you're doing is you're setting up the type of behavior you don't want, because what you're saying is that I gotta be like this. And unless y'all one of them couples that like get dressed and y'all wear the same thing every day, and it get real weird. Most people like a level of space and individuality. Yeah. And so I think when you start to do that type of thing, one person is gonna not be comfortable with it. Now I know couples that like some people add like their husband or wife's name to accounts because they know the other person's not that into social media like them, and so they may add it that way. But typically, like, I never understood that, and that's weird because also, what if I want to have not even an illicit conversation, but what if I just wanted to have a private conversation with my friend, right? And to find out that her husband also checks the account and make, and DM, like, I have a problem with that because then that makes me reluctant to want to talk to you as my friend. Right. Right. Because, I don't know what's being shared, and I think that infringes on other relationships that are just as important as your significant other romantic relationship. So I don't know about that, y'all. Unless y'all want to gain a have friends, because I'm all the friends you're gonna need. So like, I don't know.
I think there's a difference between you guys having each other passwords in case something happens, and to be able to get into your phone and call, like, okay, I think like your man, your woman, whomever should be able to contact your best girlfriend or guy friend. But that's in case of emergency. So I should have their phone number in case I ever need to call them, something like that. That's different than I need it so that I can check up on you all the time. So, okay, yeah, you can have all my passwords, but for me, I need to be comfortable that you're really never going to use them.
Yeah. I'm one of those kind of people. Like, if you ever need that type of information, you got social media and you got DM. So if you need to contact my friend in an emergency, you know how to get in touch with them without having to use my phone. Right. But but that's also, I like privacy. I do people the way I do them, the way I'd like to be done. So like, I'll never pick up a phone and check a text message. I'll never pick up the phone to answer it because it's not, I want to answer my own phone. So I don't want to answer yours. I don't want to check messages because I get inundated with messages all day. Most of my phone calls are clients or customers, and that stuff has to be confidential. I can't have that stuff open, and you don't need to know who all my clients and customers are because there's a confidentiality clause that I had to sign in order to keep them anonymous.
Really?
Right.
I do that.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that makes sense.
So like for me, that's the whole thing. I'm violating a whole lot of other things I've already said that I wouldn't do. So, for me, that's why I'm like, I don't know why people have to have that, because for me, I don't have a work phone and a home phone. My phone is my work phone. That's my job. That's my work. So, and I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm also territorial too. I just don't like folks touching my stuff. Yeah. So
what's your zodiac, Heather?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, yeah.
I've said
before, my dad was a Sag, and like Sagittarius and Leos, those are the two that I most get along with. Like any Sagittarius man or woman, generally any Leo, except for my last relationship. That's a whole nother Malcolm and Marie. But yeah. It's like, my dad was like that. So
yeah.
What made me think of it was
that's how it is.
Yeah. What made me think of that was how you were saying, like, Thomasina wouldn't have known her name. Morris's wife wouldn't have known her name if you guys had put that up there, and like, because they have that confidence, in their relationship, and they don't have to, the women are, in this case, the women are the lesser known, and they're like, cool, that's my guy. He's doing things. I know he's gonna come home. Our relationship is not gonna be perfect, whatever. But I still have that like, you don't have to put me on everything. I don't have to be on every cover,
right?
You know, and all that kind of stuff. That's what made me think about the joint Facebook accounts was when Heather said that. So
yeah. And I'm gonna go to Target because I ain't got to worry about the paparazzi because y'all know who I am. No,
right. Oh yeah, because people in their town know who they are. Like when she goes around Rodeo Drive and everything, they know who she is. When she walks in the door, she could walk around Memphis and nobody would know who she is.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Hey girl, how you doing?
In your own city, or you can be a stranger in another town and don't have to worry about that pressure of having to be on. I think that's the best thing.
And I think it's cool that I think it might be best for them that they maybe chose people who maybe in a different industry than they are, because they don't necessarily need that fanfare or that.
They don't need the validation.
Yeah. So typically if you are in a, like, I think that's why a lot of Hollywood relationships don't last. Because they get somebody, I'm gonna get somebody who does the same thing I do, and we battling for this, or we having issues with that, or whatever that situation is looking like. And so I think it's best, and I think that's what works for them a little bit better than other situations.
Yeah, they're super cute. I like them. They're super cute together.
They are. They're adorable. Okay, we ready?
Yep, we ready.
On to the next.
These jokers.
I mean, we can go to the next slide.
Right. All they do is
ready. Okay,
Go ahead.
These two.
Yeah. Okay. We good. All minds clear. All hearts
All
clear.
minds clear.
All minds clear.
All right. Let's go ahead.
All right. I cannot pronounce this man's name. I just know he is fine. Kara Washington and her husband in Namdi.
Namdi
Asamuga.
Okay.
We're gonna go with that. I like that.
Good answer.
That's really good. We're gonna go with it. Let me tell you what they did. They went to some random town. I don't know if it was one of the Dakotas or if it was Utah. I can't remember where it was. They went and just got married.
Yeah.
They didn't have no, pictures. I was shocked she found this picture because this may be them on the red carpet too. It looked like wedding, but I don't know because we had no wedding pictures. We didn't know what was going on. Then all of a sudden she popped up pregnant on Scandal, and they was hiding. They was doing the hiding.
Right. She had the biggest,
and we're like,
tote bag.
Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, we really have never seen any pictures from their wedding.
Well, I did recently.
They put out a little bit of something, but
with the concert, in the concert, when I saw the On the Run tour on HBO, because I wasn't spending no money on the tickets. But when I saw the On the Run on HBO, I was not. I love them. They have enough money. They didn't need my little $100 or something to see them on the stage. Y'all making this into a special? That's what I will watch HBO at the house. I pay that subscription gladly. I was like, they recording it. It's gonna be on somebody's thing. We're going to Coachella to go see Beyonce. I'm sure it's gonna be. I'll be able to watch it live. I'm good at the house.
That's what the homecoming was. Her performance.
That's what the homecoming was.
That was good enough.
Yeah, but I actually saw it on YouTube for free $99 as well, because they showed it when it happened. So I did catch both performances on YouTube, and then when they made it to homecoming, I just relived that moment again. But I like that she did this. And she's very private. They were very private. She doesn't talk about her relationship for the most part. She doesn't mention her kids. We know she got them.
Yeah, we know she got children.
But she's not really talking about her private life. And I like that. The same, and to be honest, if I go back to just a little bit with Denzel, and they really didn't really talk about their kids a whole lot. Whenever he was interviewed or anything, and kind of allow his son and his daughter, because I think his daughter's a producer, to make the choice of going into the industry for themselves, in opposed to them pushing their kids out there, or people expecting their kids to do what they do because, hey, I'm in Hollywood. So I love them. He was just recently in Sylvie's Love, which was, I love that movie. That was a really, really good.
It was such a good movie. It really was.
I didn't know he had acted before then, you know. That was the thing. He had been in some other movies prior to Sylvie's Love. But I was like, this man looks so familiar. I've seen him somewhere before. And then I started Googling, and I was like, oh, that's Kerry Washington's husband. He's so fine.
Yeah. Well, you know, the other thing, and y'all just hit on this with them, is that I saw an interview where she was saying, you know, she just tries to, you know, her things keep her kids out the public eye,
right?
Keep her relationship out the public eye, so you know you don't see what's going on. She says she sends her therapist pictures of her kids when she feels like she wants to share outside of the family. That's what she does. And so you don't hear that much about them. You see them when you see them. And they keep it just like that. They're not letting you into their lives, because I think people have to realize, even though these people are public people, they have private lives to live. If you show and share everything that's going on, you know, behind your four walls of your house, you know, like, think about this. We know everything going on with some of these celebrities. So we know the ups and we know the downs. We still hold on to the downs when, you know, we move on past, you know, they've moved on past, but we remember it. And then we start going, what's wrong with them? You know, we start to just really challenge a lot of things about them. So I think for them, and I think it'll start to kind of leach into their home life when you hearing a bunch of negative stuff about you all the time because of whatever happens, you know, publicly. And then also you can't get it back once it's out there in the internet.
Okay.
You know, and think about raising your kids to be able to Google you and find out, you know, y'all was throwing rocks at each other at the last, you know, red carpet event because y'all got mad. You know, just to be able to keep that, you know, keep the fort walled up, so that you can raise a healthy, happy, balanced family. I think that's important, to have that separation of, you know, of home life and work life. Yeah. And if it means that we never see the kids, we never see the kids. If that means that we never see the wedding pictures, we don't see the wedding pictures.
Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. Right? I'm sure they're adorable, but you know, I'm okay.
Yeah, they're really cute. I like them.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
All right. Next one. Sierra.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Baby, they is controversial.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, but are, and yeah.
So here's my thing. Let me say this. He stepped up to the plate with her son. She had a child. He didn't have kids before they got together. She had this baby, and he was all in. The Illuminegros of the world was calling him a simp. To this day, Future is still talking about this girl, and she just want to live her life. I'm sick of them asking her about Future, and I'm sick of Future giving unsolicited information about Sierra. Nobody cares. Y'all not together no more. It is what it is. Be glad that another man was able to step in, because you ain't there 100%. We know that. Okay?
And
you
got several baby mamas. What, about 7 or 8
you
baby
on
mamas?
your 7 or 8 baby mama at this point. So I love the fact that he stepped up to the plate. I love the fact that he has, you know, supported her, rocked with her. She's supporting him, rocking with him. I dig it. I'm sorry. I just love it. I don't care how simple it is. I don't care how controversial people may think. I think the controversy comes from outside BS and everybody having an opinion about their situation, which to me, I don't think it's a problem with that. I don't think it's a problem with that situation, because, well, damn it, this man stepped up to the plate and treated my child as his own. So
let me tell you something. You know what kind of makes me giggle inside? And you know, by no means I'm not racist, but he divorced a white woman and married a black woman.
So that is giggle worthy.
It is giggle worthy.
She said that's giggle worthy.
Because I think so, but I also think that, and I don't know, I may be wrong, but I think I read somewhere this girl was just really kind of ready to be on the riding the wave of stardom with him. The other girl.
The other girl.
The white girl.
Yeah. Not Sierra. Sierra was already Sierra.
Yeah, Sierra was already
She
who
was
he
already,
was before.
Yeah. She already had the goodiest song, so she didn't need that. But but yeah, I think that what I liked about them was how they decided to start their relationship off. You know, they took the sexual aspect of their relationship off the top. They really worked on whether they wanted to be together. Mm-hmm. You know, he came in full well knowing that, you know, she had a baby with someone. And that was important because family was important for him too. He wanted to have children. So it wasn't like he was coming into, you know, like being strong armed into, you know, being with somebody with a kid. And I don't know why people always think that's like a bad thing. Like she had a baby. Anyway. But again, the way they show their relationship, it doesn't feel showy to me. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's just organically happening. Yeah. Like everything you see is who they would be if you turn the cameras off, if you turn the cameras on. I don't think that we're seeing a facade of either one of them. Like especially when you see their little home videos, like when she's dancing and stuff. Like you can
when she's dancing all over the couch. Was she she did that like a couple of years ago, and she was like dancing on the couch, and we were like, "Go, girl!" Like,
and I'm like, "Girl, I ain't nobody's pregnant, but I can't do any of that." So.
None of it. Sierra got moves all her own.
Yeah. And I think that he loves who she is exactly for who she is, and not who she who he can, you know, what do you call it?
Make her out to be.
Some words. Form her to, you know, like he's not trying to shape her into something else because of whatever. But you can see that there's an evolution that happened between the two of them because of this relationship, and not because, well, I don't like you like this, so you gotta do that. You can see that they are growing together. Yeah. And I think it's a good relationship to kind of look at as, you know, this could happen. You know, they come from two different worlds, but when they come together, they, you know, really they complement each other.
I think he said his greatest fear is losing her. Like he does. He said, I love her. She means she is my world. She means everything to me. If I lost her, I don't know what I would do.
What I really like about them, like kind of what Heather was saying, they are able to separate. Because, you know, we've known athletes or whomever, and once they get on the field, on the stage, they keep having bad days. You hear things about them going on in the press, and then they have a bad day. And I have never seen that with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I know they have bad days, but he gets on the field and he performs.
Right.
You know, she gets on the stage and she performs. Like, whatever's going on with them, they're able to separate, go and do what they're supposed to do, come back together, handle business. And, you know, but I also don't think that they're trying to be perfect. No, I think that a lot of times they do only show us, and not like it's a purposeful thing. I think not they show us. I think we only see. Let me say it that way.
There you go.
We see.
We choose to see. There you go.
Right. We choose to see the perfection in their relationship and things like that. But at the same time, like, it's not fake. It's just who they are. Like, they're like, we're having a good day. We want to share this good day with the world. Yeah. You know, that's all it is. And then like she was saying, like, I think just yesterday, the day before, they finally spoke out against the baby daddy because he won't leave them alone. And again, that's a whole other show. Lord, the notes we could make for Heather to have other shows.
Right.
That's a whole other show, you know. But yeah, I really like them. I'm rooting. I'm so rooting for them.
Beautiful couple.
Yeah, they are. They're one of the couples that I kind of keep an eye on, and I'm like, I just want people to leave them alone.
Just leave them alone. Just let them
live. Let them have these cute little babies and go on their life. I hope they have as many babies as they want.
Yep.
And and that they just continue to be a successful family.
Yep. Let them get nice and solidified because they're still early in it.
Yeah.
Let them get, like Barack and Michelle, where they were well into their relationship by the time any of us came along.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that we said was not going to rock them, and that's what I these two is that no matter what, they just wipe it off, dust off the shoulder, and they keep going.
And I think they have a good foundation too. I think for people like this, of course, I think their faith, of course, bonds them, but also I believe that they have. And I can't remember it for sure. I can't say for sure, but I think that they're one of these couples that started counseling when they started dating.
Yes.
So it wasn't we're going to go to marriage counseling. No, we're going to go to couples counseling. We're going to go ahead and because I see a future with you, and let's go ahead and iron this out now so this won't keep coming up later.
And I think that is great. I really think so. I'm not saying when like you first, y'all just date, you don't know if you want to be with that person, but if y'all have made a decision that y'all are going to be together,
that is a possibility. I mean, and I've coached couples like that. I've coached couples that they don't have problems. They just want to make sure that they are getting ahead before they even hit a rough patch. So it's definitely kind of we're putting our heads together. We just kind of having a little huddle here. Let's do some check-ins. And it may not be like for them, it's not weekly. It's maybe every couple of months or so. We just come in, we check in, and we iron out the small stuff so it doesn't snowball into big things. And that's really, if you really want to keep a good, healthy relationship, sometimes you do need to talk to someone that's outside of the relationship and that's objective enough to be like, you're on some bullshit, right? Okay. Right. Just as long as you're right, and then move on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Next slide.
Next one.
Oh, I didn't even think about these two. Let me say this. Okay, who said? Who don't know about Megan and Devon? I didn't add this. This was not my attitude.
I added this. I don't know about them, but for me, and I am a woman of faith. I am a woman of extreme faith.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to say extreme because we know what extreme people do these days, but for them, there's a little bit of show. For me, I see a little bit of show from them that makes me worry about their longevity. I root for them. I like both of them individually. I like them together. But when they go live and they do things like that, there seems to be a little bit of showiness and it's disingenuous. And that's just for me. That's just.
I don't follow them live.
I'm not live when it comes to this couple.
Really? Let me tell you what I stand for. Let me tell you what I do stand for. They were at a church. And she, she's an actress, so she does, different things. She's taken photos, sexy photos in the past for magazine covers, all that stuff. This woman straight up attacked her at this conference.
I remember that.
She was boo-hooing, crying because she felt bad. That man said, what you ain't finna do is, what you not finna do is, you not finna
my wife.
Beg my wife.
Right.
So I don't know about the showiness, but I know, let me say this, that man rides for that woman. He rides for her wholeheartedly. Don't come for Megan because you're gonna have a problem with Devon. I'm putting it out there right now.
I agree with that.
I feel like if you have that foundation, I don't care how showy you are at all. If you got that foundation, I don't think anything can now I don't know. Like I said, I'm not following them like that on social media. I do like them together. I really do.
Me too.
I want them to make it. I want them to win.
I'm rooting for them.
I think people have a misconception about her because of some of the roles that she has taken on and she's portrayed. But that's where that's where separating what is the person life from the role that I portray on TV. And we got it bad because there was another woman attacking her, another black woman attacking her at that conference, I was not for that at all. I said, if they
Yeah.
don't sit that girl down.
Yeah, I remember that. And I was like, no, and she stood up for herself as well. She said, I am a woman of faith, but so what if I show a little bit of skin? You know, I think that's what you're talking about. When she had on a dress that was, that was kind of revealing.
Well, there's been several times where they've had.
The lady was referring to like who she
particular thing. They were like a church.
It wasn't what she was wearing, because what she was wearing at that particular conference that I saw, it wasn't, and she did speak up for herself, but she was crying. Her feelings were truly hurt. About what that woman said to her. And I agree with that. Yeah,
like I was like, there's nothing wrong with what she has on. I like, there's nothing wrong with what she has on. I agree with that.
And sometimes the saints can be just too much.
Let me just also say, because I've grown up in the same faith that he is.
Yeah.
And when I say they can be nice, nasty little heifers up in their church,
they sure can.
They and some of them they live off of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
That's how they breathe. Because I remember growing up as a kid, some of them pulling me to the side, not really pulling me to the side, and having issues with things that I was wearing, or my skirt being short in like 1995 when every skirt was short, or wearing a certain height heel, or I might have put blush on my face because it was fun, or anything like that. Just finding things to nitpick against. So, that's one of the things where I was just realized, I could really sympathize and empathize with her. And the other thing was, I think the reason why I really put them in here is, again, they were the ones who said, they both came into this thing intentional about the relationship.
Yeah, they did.
They both said, I'm not looking for, somebody to date. I'm looking for a life partner. I'm looking to have, these particular things to happen within this relationship.
Yeah.
And I feel like we can go that, in that same direction. And in the midst of all that, they started going to counseling. They started going to Bible study. And then you start to see a little bit of an evolution in the way that she was presenting before. And as she started to kind of get, acclimate more to some of the things that he does. And, he's been out and doing a whole lot of stuff with a lot of celebrities, that we just didn't hear about.
Right.
I think that what we're going to see from them is that we're going to continue to see an evolution happening with their relationship. So we're going to see the ugly with the good with them.
Okay.
They're not necessarily going to cover everything. They kind of have to hit it head on, because people attack her so much that they have to kind of come out and be like, what's happening. First of all, why we using the
You okay, Mom?
No. This is a daily app.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need to call
right?
I'm having a hot flash right now.
Like you got some folk that can get a prayer through on here. Like
flash right now.
911. Hello.
I'm having a hot flash right now.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Pace pass that around.
With this couple and the couple before, and this may not be, and if you're like, okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Speaking on sex before marriage and what that does to the psyche of people, or how people who grew up with that. Because I know they have been very open about that. Devon and Megan were very open about that. I think Sierra and Russell, didn't they say that as well?
Yeah.
They were open about like no sex before marriage, and what that meant for them. And that's great, and when you make that choice individually, but some of us grew up in a vein where we were taught to believe that you would not have a marriage as fun and as blessed and as as Devon and Megan's, like if you had sex beforehand. That might be a whole other show.
Yeah. And I'll say that I think with both of those couples, I think the running theme for both them and the one and Sierra and Russell is that it wasn't that they felt like it was a bad thing. I think that all of them were in a point where they were like, I got to cleanse my mind. I got to do something different so that I can have a different result. And so I think it was less for all of them about it being, being church folks and more so about, okay, I need a center. I need to focus. What can I do to get back, in the frame of being me? And so just eliminating that sexual aspect in the relationship helped them to really see that person for who they were and not necessarily rely on the physical in order to carry the relationship through. But this is a good topic we need to talk about on another day.
Okay. Gotcha. We need to write this down. Who the secretary? So
look, can I get the
record the secretary
of the group?
Heather got like a whole notebook going. So
right. She's always taking notes.
Yeah, we
always
Heather's right on, but you can't see. She's like, yeah, okay, like, but you don't see it.
First of all, I feel seen.
All right. We see you. Just know that we see you. Okay. Next slide. Oh, TD and Sarita.
They funny to me.
They are hilarious.
They is funny to me.
They are hilarious.
Look at the faces.
Now, let me say this.
Wait, is Sarah next? Because we can just go on to Sarah.
I don't know who. I ain't got Sarah.
Sarah and her sister were doing a live with Mama, and they said something about the bed and the husband and the wife, and she said, or the coffee table, or the car,
Wait, who said the marriage bed is undefiled and the kitchen?
Right, the marriage bed is undefiled. She said, or the coffee table, or the kitchen cat.
Yeah, that's how I was raised. Like any place
wherever the car. Married, her mom was like in the shower, and then she just got up and walked away.
She left like okay and goodbye.
Right, she just got up and walked away. Baby, I almost fell off the couch. That girl said, or the shower, or the car, or the coffee table, or the kitchen.
Who said that, Mama or Sarah?
Mama said that.
No, Mama said that.
Sarah and her sister were doing a live. And they were like, the marriage bed is undefiled. And that girl started naming off what else is undefiled. I said, y'all better go
the countertop,
in the shower.
The bathroom.
Y'all better had that seat in the shower. Because y'all old now. Y'all can't really.
Hold on. I think the reason why the daughter got up is because she was thinking, okay, so they did it on the kitchen, on the cabinet, on the coffee table. I've been putting my food up on there, so I got that mood in there.
That's why you stay out of grown folk houses.
Yeah.
I know they got to have that little seat that old people have in the shower though. I'm just out there right now.
Didn't have sex on that coffee table.
Don't use that rolling pin. Now. Put that down.
Right? That spatula, you might not want to use that neither. We have a honey. We have a honey. Don't ask why.
Don't you use that good spatula. Now put that down. Go in there.
Not the spatula.
I don't think you want to use
not the spatula.
The good spatula, not just any spatula. The good
spatula. You talking about the real long one with the big flat head?
Yes, right. That one right there.
Don't you touch that.
But I took it away. I'm gonna get it and come back. Y'all go ahead.
Let's put that back on the.
Yeah, that saran wrap. I don't think you want to use that either.
You put it back. Wait a minute, time. Pause. Okay.
Yeah, so I think I like the reason why I chose them is not necessarily about them and their spirituality. Definitely is a part of who they are, but I think that you can see who they are as people, and they don't lead with religion.
Right.
And I think for a lot of people, when you're looking for leadership, especially people of faith, people get tired of being beat over the head with, doctrine, religion and stuff. We want to see the human aspect. And I think that there are times that they offer the human side, even when they're talking to people individually. You don't hear him talking so in that male dominant kind of, rhetoric where, y'all women make sure you waiting on your men hand and foot. And even when he does misspeak, she will jump on in and be like, probably not. It's probably not even like that.
Like maybe don't do that.
I actually see them as leading with religion, so I totally understand what Heather is saying. But I think for me, I do see them leading that way, and everybody's experience. Your experience is, your perception is your reality, and I respect that and value that. But I think that's one reason why I'm kind of like, they do kind of lead that way for me, and in my eyes, they do kind of lead that way. And I got a whole bunch to say about women, especially women, feeling like if I don't have sex before marriage, my marriage will be the best ever. Because I grew up being taught that. I know so many women who grew up, believing that, and they are now on their fourth marriage.
Right.
Because they did not have sex before, believing that was the one. That was the one element that makes a great marriage. Not holy, not spiritual. That's a whole other thing. But they really felt like if I don't have sex before marriage, that is going to make my marriage the best, and it's going to, go a long time. So for me, I do see these two leading in that way. That's why when their picture came up, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, because I know so many people who have followed them and are on their third marriages.
That's a perspective to have, though. And that's the thing, like you said, everyone's perception is their reality.
Right. You have to respect that.
And it's very respectable, because you have to see, I can't look through your lens.
Right.
And I guess for me, I see it differently because I look at their older pictures, the pictures that they had of them when they was like really slumming it before they got to who they are now.
Before they got this good old money.
They look like they have done everything that you could think of doing, and then they found was like, you know what, you tired of being out here in these streets, let's just go on back over here and sit down somewhere. I think that's the part that I can respect. And so like I'm definitely one of those kind of people where I grew up the same way, where the sex before marriage thing was a big deal. Of course, if I had to do it all over again and teach myself as a young lady, I would have definitely felt like I would have liked to be armed with more information other than you don't want your husband to know you done had all these people in you.
Right. Keep your mouth shut about
in there with you. Like, but what if it's not good? I remember having those kind of conversations and asking like, well, what if I don't like it with my husband? Then what do I do? And nobody had answers for me, or they was like, you fast and you need to be quiet. So I feel like that needs to be a whole thing. Like that needs to be a series. I can't even say one conversation. That needs to be a series, how we lean on, virginity being the social construct that it is, that we lean on that religiously as a benchmark of whether or not you are worthy of marriage. So, So,
I became pregnant with my son my late junior year of college, and I was told you need to go before the church and apologize.
I don't like that.
And I was a 22-year-old baby being like bombarded with, and people who I haven't seen in a couple of years because I've been in college, you need to go and apologize to the church, to the people, not to God.
Right.
To the people for getting pregnant. And for me, it's like, so whenever you want to do that series, I got a whole thing.
Yeah, we do that for you. Yeah, we did a show on Hurt in the Church. We didn't really. We kind of based it on what was that movie? The Clark Sisters movie.
Yeah.
But we need to do a part 2 because there's a larger conversation that needs to be had. Simply because a lot of the stuff that they beat us over the head with. I've seen a lot of stuff that I didn't agree with. I didn't think, because although you want me to come in and apologize to people in front of the church, they still shun you and push you to the side. Or
sure do.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. I've seen it. This ain't something
I see your face, girl. You like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, and instead of embracing that young woman or that young man, because I've seen them make the young men come before the church and apologize to the church too.
I never
after dipping it and doing it or whatever, you know, they want to push them to the side and label them as this type of person or whatever because they may have made a mistake, or you know they did have sex before marriage or whatever the situation is, and it becomes a big issue and a big thing, and then it's gossip for everybody in the church.
That part.
And all of that. And I could never get behind that. That was one of the reasons why the church that Wendy and I attended, I just could not. At a certain point, I was real done because of a lot of the stupid stuff that they co-signed and they agreed to, or they wanted to gossip about and didn't want to open their arms up to the people and say, hey, we love you, we care for you, that sort of thing. And it was a lot of that going on. And it's a lot of that going on in churches all over the country.
And then, but you know what? And then to piggyback what you're saying, and then when the first family, when their children did bad, they wasn't being shunned at all.
No. They didn't put them up on that pedestal and make them do the apology and all this stuff.
Right. So then there was this hierarchy of you have to say I'm sorry, but other people don't. And so it's so funny because like you said, that's a whole other conversation. But like you were saying, church hurt. Somehow I believe in myself. I could talk to my therapist about it. She may say like, no, girl. And you ladies may say like, no, girl, that's church hurt. I don't have church hurt. To me, church hurt is when you turn completely away from anything church and God. And I did not do that. I turned away from that particular denomination that I was in. So I probably have church hurt from that.
Right.
But it did not affect my ongoing because I took the foundation that I was given and I took that and moved forward, but I didn't take what I felt were man-made rules.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say that I would still consider that hurt, but
okay.
I would say that it's the way that you decided to proceed was to heal instead of just turn off.
No.
So you channeled the hurt into healing. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
move on.
and right. And keep going. It's like, okay, I understood that's what they thought, but I'm gonna go from here and go on. So
yeah,
we're gonna do the same.
She all right, Sarita. I like her smile and
the goat of all couples.
Because we can't talk about them for 15 minutes. So we're going to do 2 minutes on them. Because we can keep talking about, like we put them in every slide every week. But we got 2 minutes.
Oh my God.
I just love their love. I love that they are straightforward. Especially in her book when she was talking about how they had to go through counseling. You know, they don't portray themselves as perfect couples. They're actually real couples. They're personable. I think these are the most personable president and first lady I have ever seen in my whole entire life. Okay, I'm done.
I agree with that. They have a camaraderie and a togetherness that supersedes spirituality, but that also includes spirituality. Like I like what they're doing. Like they decided what was good for them and they just went forward no matter what. And so as she was saying, the next couple that I see like this is Joe and Jill.
look like that.
As far as she's saying, as like
No, I was like, who?
Our current president and first lady.
Yeah, Joe and Jill Biden. As far as people having a relationship that supersedes
a
heavy spirituality.
I'm on track now. I'm sorry.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I like. See that Joe and Jill? I'm like,
you're like Joe. Who is Joe and Jill? Jack and Jill? Like,
so both of y'all went there. Did we vote? Let's go back to that.
Yes.
Did we vote in this past election? Okay. I'm gonna piggyback off of that. I love them, those two. She's very real in her book. She's very real about, you know, their situation. They've had ups and downs just like anybody else has. So they don't perceive themselves to be perfect. But I love how they go hard for one another, and I dig it. Anybody else? Heather, you ready to move on?
I was gonna say my last so I can move to the next slide.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So the three things I think about them is that they're a team.
Yeah.
They're realistic.
Yeah. And
they're balanced.
Yeah.
You know, with them, you pretty much what you see is what you get with them. They're a team, even being the same height. A lot of times when I see couples that are about the same height, they have this team type of effect. Like they can bounce off of each other without one feeling like, the other one's taking over a particular role. Like they have defined roles in the relationship and they play their part and they hold each other accountable. I think accountability is a big deal in any relationship that's going to be successful. Like if you can't hold me accountable, and if I can't hold you accountable, then what are we doing?
What are we doing?
When I see them together, I think about the balance they have. It looks like they come together and then again, they go to counseling. Like there's a theme here. They have someone to, really hold both of them accountable so that they can be the best version of themselves, for each other and for their family. So
gotcha. Yep. Yay.
okay,
all right.
Along.
Yep.
All right. Next slide.
So Living Single was one of my favorite sitcoms on TV. I just dig it. I loved it. They talked about doing a reunion. I just saw Kim Fields on the Wendy Williams show not too long ago. She has a show getting ready to come out on Netflix. She was like, Queen Latifah busy. She said, Kim Cole, everybody busy. So I don't know that we're going to be able to come back and give you guys what y'all want in this Living Single reunion y'all want, since everybody doing reunion shows and whatnot. But she did say that she enjoyed doing the show. And she loves that it's a new generation of people that are digging it. But there are some singles that we want to talk about that are absolutely happy.
They are living their best.
I like what y'all put together here. I'm realizing what y'all did. I'm like, okay, I like this.
Living awesome. Tracy Ellis Ross. I saw her TED talk and I was like, okay, girl,
I love
her. She's perfectly happy. She does not like when people ask, why haven't you had kids? Why haven't you been married? That's I think that's disrespectful for anybody to ask somebody why they haven't had one or the other or both. She's perfectly happy in her skin. She's happy being who she is. She's working. She's an actress. Some of the things that she's been able to do, I don't know that she feels like she would have been able to do them. She had the other two things in her life, but she's perfectly content and whole in her being just herself. And I dig it and I love her. Absolutely do.
Love her. Who's all married?
I love her style.
Just Heather.
No, between the four of us, who's married or with a partner?
Heather and Wendy got boo things. I don't.
Okay, yeah, me either. One thing that and again, I'm an empath. I am an extreme empath. So one thing that I have gotten from Tracy is that she does wish that had happened for her, but she's not wallowing in the fact that it hasn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I love about her. And I know it probably took some getting to that point.
Yeah.
But she's like, at this point in my life, If it happens, it happens.
If it don't,
If it doesn't, it doesn't. I get the feeling that she did want it to happen, but if it doesn't, this is my journey in life, and I am going to give to the earth and to, you know, into the universe the way that I need to give in my current state. So I stand Tracy Ellis Ross. Like,
Yeah.
I'm such a stan.
yeah.
When Girlfriends was on, everybody would call me Joan, because, you know, that was years ago. And they're like, oh my God, you're so Joan. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And then when I watch it back, I was like, oh my God, I was so Joan. I was like, I was so Joan back then. But I love her. I love what she's doing. I'm so for her. I'm so for her. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her.
She's totally, whenever I think about people who can really stand on their own and be, you know, fully themselves, and you don't feel like there's a part of them missing because they don't have someone on their arm.
Yes.
You know, she's like the kind of person I think about, because even
I'm sorry, can you write that down as a topic?
What's that?
Can you write that down as a topic?
Break this down as a topic.
No, write it down as a topic for later. Single women being made to feel that they can't be because there's not a man on their arm.
You got
Or a woman, whoever they
You got some call that the happily single event.
Yes, and being truly, you know, like, when people say, like, I'm happy with Jesus alone. No, I'm not. And I love the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I loves me some the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But but that's a whole nother topic. But please write that one down. I should have texted you that. I'm sorry.
I feel like we're just gonna have a long text thread in the messenger in a minute. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anybody else? I like her style. I like her style, her race, her grace, and I think she gets all of her characteristics from her mom.
Yeah.
Yes. I believe she learned a lot what her mom experiences, and some of them she probably like, well, you know what, I don't think I want to go that route, you know. But you know, I think that she was molded to who she was because she's proud of her mom. That's what I think. But she's a great woman. I love her. I love her style. I love her. I love her as an actress. She's awesome.
Yeah, she is awesome.
And she celebrates other women.
Yeah.
Yes.
She really does. Okay. Next slide.
All right. We coming to the end, y'all. We're getting to the end.
Girl, Maya done married herself. Listen, you said that, and
Wait, she what?
Maya had a ceremony where she married herself.
When?
Last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His wedding gown, and
that's what this is from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was a video that she was doing. I think she called herself solo sexual or something like that.
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
So
about Maya. I like
in a relationship with herself. And she's not necessarily looking to be in a relationship with anyone else. I think a lot of times, again, these are women that I think of if they decide in the future that they are going to be in a relationship, they are so self-aware that and also self-confident that whenever they do decide to pair bond, if they decide to pair bond with anyone, you're not going to see them lose themselves within the relationship. Like they know who they are, they know what they want, and they're willing to walk away when it's not the right thing. And I just, you know, I've always been kind of.
I didn't know she had done that. Yeah, I don't know a lot about that young lady, but you know, I've always liked her. So, but I didn't know she had done that last year.
I know she dated a lot of the rappers when she was starting out, and wasn't a very good situation, or a lot of the comments that were made about her in the industry weren't very positive when it came to the relationships that she had with the rappers. I know she had a very high profile relationship with Silk the Shock, and I was like, why Silk, the one that don't that can't really rap out of the group. But at any rate,
You have a nice personality.
You know who that is?
you know who Silk the Shocker is from Master P. Okay,
Don't worry about it. It's not important.
That's cool. So yeah, I know that she didn't have a very good experience dating the rappers. I do know that. But I've always liked Maya. She's a great performer. You know, does her thing. I like her song.
Good girl.
So yeah, yep. I left one off, and I'll just throw her in before we go to the next slide. So now Lathan is very confident and
very much.
Totally forgot Sanaa. But she's very, very happy in her singledom. She's like, I might decide I want to date this week, and next week I might decide I won't. She's sometime like me. I like that.
I love it. I love it.
Because one day I might be like, you know what? Why are we together? For real? Okay. Well.
And I think that's important, though. I think that when you don't define yourself within the confines of a relationship, and that's anyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's another reason for like me when I talk to young people and I see that they try to, like get married at like 22, and I'm like, why are we doing this?
So
young. We're not dipping it and doing it at 22. That's what I
like. What are you doing? I don't like when people try to force that for them too. I'm like, y'all need to be out here trying to figure out what's going on. You need to be dollar bill single until you about 37.
I'm not mad at that. Y'all know I have been a 20 plus year wedding planner, and for the most part, I had Black couples.
Right.
Okay.
So, in my experience, and I am no way saying that like, oh, my experience says that everything is right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, what I have seen is that Black men are not ready until the age of 33. They are not ready.
Girl,
and
they're not ready.
So yeah, when you're 22, baby, have fun. Figure out what it is that you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Listen, I need y'all to act as confident as Virginia out there in those streets being a party girl. I'm here for it. That's why every time I see Virginia on Married at First Sight, y'all need to be a party girl. Okay.
I knew who you were talking about. Feeling the game.
Be that girl. Make sure the birth control is on point and be that girl right there.
Be that girl. I want y'all to be just like Virginia.
Yep.
All right, next slide.
All right.
Regina Hall. She just turned 50. I dig it. I love it.
What?
Yes, Regina Hall.
Yes.
I'm sick of all of them turning 50 and they look so good.
I'm ready for it.
I'm
here for it. I'll be 50 next year. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I just want to invite.
Well, I got 5 years.
Let me tell you ladies right now, we'll be in New Orleans.
Okay.
Next year in June. So just block out the first weekend of June. And I'll let y'all know from there.
Okay. All right. Now I gotta go to the gym, but I don't know nobody named Jim. So.
I'm so tired of you. Yeah, pretty happy with what she's doing. She has her career. When she dates, she dates. When she doesn't, she doesn't, and she's been okay with that. Very happy. I saw her birthday video. She had a song.
We have the same birthday.
Yes, y'all do.
What's her birthday?
December 12th.
Okay.
But when she turned 50, she did this birthday song. I think she might have been in like Bali or somewhere like that. But it was really, really cute. It was hilarious.
You know all of this stuff. I'm like, you always know.
Because it's all over social media. We see you don't deep dive on social media.
I don't. I'm like, oh my gosh, she knows all the good stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Researching and Googling and following folk and stuff. Yeah, that's where I be. But I love it. I did hear that there is going to be a girls trip too. They working on it. I don't know. I think the pandemic kind of pushed it back. Very hilarious movie. Regina's doing other things as well. So She's working. She's doing her thug thizzle, and I
Now,
did.
did you guys see? Oh gosh, dang it! It was a YouTube thing that a lot of different people were doing. Okay, so just like we are all together right now, right? It was a YouTube show where they all caught up with each other.
Girlfriends check in.
Girlfriends check in.
That was on OWN.
Yes, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Andrea, you pause, baby.
Come back.
She pause.
Super pause.
I'm gonna let her. Hopefully she comes back. We got anything else on Regina? I know she's gonna. I'm gonna let her come back and say whenever she come back in. But we'll
go to the other Regina while we waiting on her to come back.
Regina King.
Brenda.
I love her. Now I have seen only one high profile relationship that I've seen her in, and that's when she was with Malcolm Jamal Warner. He just up and decided he didn't want to be in a relationship no more. She was hurt by it, but she moved on. She put on her big girl panties and she moved on, and she's been thriving ever since. I think she does have a son, if I'm not mistaken. She's been married, that whole thing. She's divorced. She does her thing. She's directing, she's acting, she's producing, she's doing her thing. Check out One Night in Miami. It's phenomenal. Andrea, you back?
I'm back. I see y'all done hit my two Reginas.
Right, we did the Reginas back to back. What were you gonna say about Regina Hall?
No, I was saying that I saw her on Girlfriends Check In, and I really, really loved her spirit and her demeanor, her disposition on that. Like, there was just something about her in that, and I was like, I already love this girl. I'm so there, even more with her. And now I come on and y'all with Regina King, so keep going, because these are my two Reginas. Like, I'm good. Yeah,
I love them.
I'm good.
I think she's been through enough, and I think she's confident in who she is to just be happy in her skin and what she does. She's extremely talented. I dig it. I love Regina King. I love her, but I think she's pretty happy and pretty content with who she is, having gone through the things that she's gone through in her life. So
she was on Saturday Night Live last night, and some of those sketches.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I need to turn it on.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened to Wendy, because the next slide was her people.
I need her to come back. Because I
got pushed out, so she probably got pushed out, and she's got to just come back in. Like, yeah.
Okay, here she is. Okay.
All
right. So this is your slide.
This is your slide, Wendy.
Who's next?
Okay, so these are my two favorite couples in the whole wide world. The young couple you see is my nephew and his beautiful bride, Gloria. They got married October 2nd, 2020, and they had a love story. They were high school sweethearts. Then they broke apart. Then about 5 or 6 years later, he moved to Maryland just to be with her. They decided to be together. They moved to Tulsa. He got engaged in September 30th, 2019. We was all there. And then they got married a year later. They were supposed to get married in her home country of Panama. She's Latino.
Okay.
I have a Latina niece, and I love her dearly. The old picture that you see are my mother's parents, my grandparents. They are the epitome of what Black love is to me. My grandfather, he worshiped and he loved my grandmother, never cheated on her. He's a minister, and at first she wouldn't marry him because he wanted to be a minister, but he kind of, talked her, kind of broke her down.
Yeah.
They had 7 kids together. One of the child died. They had 3 boys and 3 girls. My grandfather's name was Master, so we used to call him Daddy Master, and her name is Cassie. And I just think my grandfather is the most handsome man in the world. I mean, you can't get any handsomer than that. I'm sorry.
You don't.
Where are all the good-looking men? What happened
to Black
men? Where
Hey, Papa.
So So they're in heaven together. Actually, this year would be my grandfather's 110th birthday this year.
Wow.
So I named my son after my grandfather. Joshua's middle name is Master.
That's beautiful.
And when I told him that I wanted to name my son after him, he asked the Lord to keep him alive long enough to see his great-grandchild. And he died a month after Joshua was born.
Wow.
My grandmother, she died when I was 16. So she died when I was 16. But she always taught me good things. She always told me to go with the guy that loves you the most, that loves you more than you love him. And I see that in their marriage because my grandfather really did love her more than she loved him. And she always told me little sayings like, she said, baby, men are like buses, girl, one come every 15 minutes. She was a spitfire. She loved her some red. Every time you see her, she was in red. She was just awesome. And those are my
beautiful
Black love couples.
I love it. That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yep.
That is so sweet. I love it.
That is cool.
That is awesome.
Well, I think that's all our little presentation.
Yeah, we're at the end part. So we're gonna do this real quick. In fact, we're just gonna go through the slides because we were supposed to be on here for an hour and we are 2 hours.
Why do you always do that though? We supposed to be 45 minutes. Like, why do you do that?
Because my whole thing, I'm about look. It's supposed to be in and out. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Here's the thing.
Okay, so for our other like videos, send us the script or whatever. Because if you give me a script, I will mark out. And I'm like,
cool.
I'm like, here, let's do with that. Move on. Like,
I cannot.
I feel like 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
I will. Yeah, give us 3 minutes. I will obey. But if you let me go, I'm gonna go.
Okay, got you. All right, let's look at these slides real quick, then.
All right, so coming up, preferably if we ain't snowed in. Wednesdays featuring Tanya Dyson. It's happening at Smooth Living Restaurant from 8 to 10. This is the social distance event. So we're also doing a live stream. So to keep down, because we can only have a certain percentage of people that are going to be present and the physical, we ask that you purchase your live stream tickets. You can watch it at the house on your TV. I tell people that all the time.
I love her.
Whatever, keep the season of love going. So if this is not canceled due to our inclement weather, we will be live. If you're coming to Smooth Living, the doors open at 7. The beat, as Donna Johnson says, drops at 8. And make sure you guys come and basically support these local artists. Tanya Dyson is a long-standing artist in our community. She's dope and the girl flow. So make sure you guys are getting the tickets. Tickets are only $10. So like I said, either way, if you come or if you're live streaming from the house, it's $10 flat. So make sure you guys purchase your tickets and check out the show live.
All right.
Awesome.
17. Wendy, how can I reach you?
They can reach me on Facebook, Wendy Edingbourgh Smith, Instagram at vlux76, and then my website is www.marykay.com/WEDINGBOURG.
All right, and Heather, how can I reach you?
Well, right here. I was supposed to take the Heather Blue off of there. But anyway, Heather's Passion Academy, Instagram, Heather's Passion Academy, YouTube, Heather's Passion Academy, website, Heather's Passion Academy. Let me just say this. Right now, my Instagram page is disabled. I don't know what happened, and I need somebody to quit trying to report my page when people do a whole lot of real other stuff on their pages. So right now, my Instagram page is down, and I'm trying to work with them right now to figure out what happened. But other than that, y'all can see me on Moist Mondays, Tease Me Tuesdays, and the review crew is coming back. We got to get we got some we got to work on that review.
Yeah,
we got a lot of reviews we got to do.
We're gonna catch up.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
You can't. Okay, the screen and stuff is frozen for me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And y'all can reach me at Vicskeyas Faith More on Facebook. On Instagram at Vicskeyas Faith, and on Twitter at Vicskeyas Faith as well. You also can reach us here at The Size Up at The Size Up on Facebook, on Instagram at The Size Up 2102, YouTube The Size Up Official Podcast. Please go like our podcast over there on the YouTube. And if y'all got any show ideas, want to be guest on the show, or have questions, y'all want some advice, thesizeup2102@gmail.com. That's how y'all can reach us. You also can listen to our podcast on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and SoundCloud. That's it. And Andrea? Oh yeah, happy Valentine's Day. Andrea, how can I reach you? Andrea was our special guest today.
Thank y'all for having me. I was like looking at all of y'all, so I was like, ooh, I don't have all that. For my private stuff, you guys can reach me at the A Lewis TheeAlewis on Instagram. And so right now I'm realizing I need to go ahead and throw that over on Twitter.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need a picture there so I can do a graphic for you.
It's Andrea with an I. Andrea, ANDRIA, WITH with an I. So
that's cute.
Like
that is cute. All right. Well, we will see you guys next week. We got some hot topics to catch up on, so we're gonna be talking topics next week. So we will see y'all then.
Bye.
Bye.